Hi, I'm Joe Texera, and today I'm going to talk about two very new features of Google Analytics that will be out in everyone's accounts sometime very soon. They're secondary dimensioning and pivoting. Very exciting features, so we'd like to show you a few examples here on the screen. So the first new feature is secondary dimensioning. The next time you log into your Google Analytics account, you may see a drop-down menu right over here where you'll be able to select any one of 25 to 30 different dimensions for any report table in Google Analytics. This will allow you to add another dimension on top of the first dimension that you already are looking at. So in this example, I'm looking at all of my CPC and all of my organic sources of traffic, and I have it segmented by visitor type. So I can see the breakdown of new visitors and returning visitors in my regular all traffic sources report. So it's a really good way to add an additional layer of data and insightful information for any report table within Google Analytics. Another example of secondary dimensioning is using the e-commerce tab and looking at all your sources and mediums by the region. So in this example, I'm looking at all of my Google AdWords traffic represented by Google CPC on this first column, and I'm secondary dimensioning it by region so I can see the different states where my AdWords customers come from. I'm also using the comparison to site average feature of this particular report table, and of course I'm using the e-commerce tab. So what I'm able to see here with secondary dimensioning that I wasn't able to see before is I'm able to see the revenue per each state from my Google AdWords traffic. So I'm able to make a pretty informative and pretty smart decision about what states or what cities even are valuable to my AdWords campaigns and are successful. So you can see these first number 1 and this number 3, the revenue literally jumps off the page from New York and California. But England, number 2, and number 4, Texas, aren't really bringing in a lot of revenue in comparison to the site average. So it's a really good way to add an additional layer of information and to be able to extract valuable data to be able to optimize things like your AdWords marketing campaigns. The second great new feature that Google Analytics will be releasing to everyone sometime very soon is called pivoting. Pivoting allows you to add up to 5 separate metrics into one report table. So the example that I want to show here is I am at my landing pages report within the content section of Google Analytics. And what I'm looking at right here, I'm at my landing pages. So I'm looking at all my top 10 landing pages for my website. I'm also using secondary dimensioning that I just talked about a minute ago to enhance this report even further, and I'm looking at the region. So far I'm looking at 2 separate metrics. I'm looking at the landing pages that my visitors have entered my site from, and also the region from where they came from. So right now I have 2 separate metrics. What pivoting will allow you to do is it'll allow you to add 3 more additional metrics on top of that for a total of 5. So when you log into Google Analytics, you will see over here on the right-hand side, you can't see it on this printout, but you will see on the right-hand side a small icon that will be the pivoting view. You can click on that and you'll be able to select over here on the left-hand side of the table the pivot by type. So in this particular example, I'm pivoting by visitor type because I want to see a breakdown of the new and returning visitors to my site and their performance on each landing page. So you can also pivot by the bounce rate and the entrances, which are my 2 views of where I'm pivoting by. So there's entrances, bounce rate, region, the page itself, and then of course the visitor type for a total of 5 metrics. So it's a lot of information in one report table, and it really enhances and adds additional layers of information to your existing Google Analytics data.